Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Real Housewives of Orange County season 18 was great. I was sick and tired of hearing a few things every episode. Of course, tired of hearing about Johnny J, tired of Alexis, tired of Shannon talking about I'm working on myself. Tired of seeing all these espresso martinis. I mean, yes, but bravo. Now, besties, I got a question for Johnny J. Why would you loan somebody money and you don't get along with them? And you loan them thousands and thousands of dollars a few times and y'all don't even get along and you expect this person to pay you back? Make it make sense. And honey, I love you. You know, Emily got on my nerves this season too, coming at Jen. But honey, she did it. She nailed it when she said every trash can needs a lid. And Johnny J picked Alexis to be his lid. Baby, whew. Welcome, besties. Welcome to Behind the Shade, honey. Let's throw some shade and get into the last episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 18. They're calling this episode 20. This is the reunion part 3. It ended with a banger, and it's what I didn't know we needed. Let's get going. So, of course, episode 3 continues from episode 2 when Shannon was telling Alexis, yes, because you're a TV star. So they going back and forth, forth and back again. Now, baby, they did this for half of the show. I watched it the first time, just watching it. I was highly irritated. I almost was just gonna say a little something on my Salt Lake City review and keep going because I was like, ugh. So I watched it again this morning and I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. See, there's a difference when you watch a show after you get off from a long day of work versus fresh first thing in the morning. Because last night I was like, ugh, I'm tired. So this morning I said, let me look at this again. Okay, so let's get into it. So for half the show, they arguing back and forth. It's Alexis, Emily, and Shannon. Emily was great because she got in there and defended Shannon. Just like she does for Gina, she was that friend for Shannon. So Alexis tells Shannon that she's bitter. You're bitter. You're bitter. And stop talking about us. And so Shannon said, I don't talk about y'all. And I'm pretty much tired of this. And why don't you just go get married already? Like, congratulations. Go. Bye. So Alexis says Shannon talks so bad about him and she lies on him. Andy pointed out that Shannon, she was like, well, just what? Hold on, you guys. Alexis was saying like Shannon lies on Johnny J. That's why she got to protect him. And that's what he's trying to protect his reputation. And so I think Andy was pointing out to Shannon that like, or pointing out to Alexis that Shannon don't talk about y'all. The ladies tell Shannon like she should get out of that relationship. They've been saying that she should get out of that relationship with Johnny J. And so this, that, and that, who's defending who? So we all just know from that. Shannon don't talk about him. She was trying to move on. Here come Alexis defending him. And no, she don't keep y'all name in her mouth. You know, y'all keep Shannon's name in y'all mouth, and the girls were trying to tell Shannon like to get out that relationship, right? Right. So Shannon says the only negative thing she has said is for half of the relationship, she paid for everything. Shannon has said that every other episode, okay? We've heard it, okay? Alexis says that that's a lie. Johnny J has spent $350,000 in their relationship before he loaned her the $75,000. So why didn't he take the money when she offered it to him? Because Johnny J didn't want to sign the NDA because they were filming, and if Shannon was going to talk and lie about him, he wanted to be able to have a comeback and talk about her on camera because he's trying to get on this show. But I'm just sitting here like, how somebody is the boyfriend to a friend of, and he gets confessional time? Like, what? Okay. But this is his way of being here. Because he wants to be here. He liked it. I think he was turned on by it. And if him and Alexis don't work out, he gonna go over there and try to holler at who's single. Who's single? I don't nobody, huh? Oh, I don't think you have a choice. So Tamara asks, why were you willing to pay him back if you don't feel like you owed him? Because the legal fees would have been more. And so oh, so then they talk about the Ferragamo shoes. And so Shannon let Heather know that the Ferragamos that she bought Johnny J, they were not on sale. She said they were $895. And so then Alexis is like, well, he has 10 pair of Ferragamos now. I even bought him a pair of Ferragamos too. I spent $900 on them also. So what, girl? So Heather, does Johnny J want to be in the spotlight? She was like, yes, yes, he does. Of course he does. He got confessional time and he ain't even a friend of the show. So in his confessional, he says his relationship with Alexis is organic. He was single for a year before he met her. Shannon says she was still around. They were still hanging out. Shannon says they hung out until 2 months before he met Alexis. So she was like, no, he broke up with you the day after Thanksgiving in 2022. So they have a back and forth and back again. Alexis, you need to bow out of this because you don't know. Shannon knows what she was doing with her thing. You just know what he's telling you. Of course he gonna lie. So Alexis is like, no. Shannon is like, no, boo, we got back together in April. Alexis is like, oh, well, it's okay to be friends with benefits. Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as there was nothing that happened after November 18th. Long as your history was before November 18th, we good. It's cool. And so Shannon was like, we were together every day until 10 days after my DUI. So Alexa was like, well, did he ask you to be his girlfriend again? Or was y'all just friends with benefits? Because, of course, like when I broke up with my husband, we talked for a few months too. You just can't turn the love off like that. You do kind of still keep talking a little bit. Girl, be quiet. So Emily and Gina come to Shannon's defense every chance they get. So Alexis asks Andy to make Tweedledee and Tweedledum to shut up and stop ganging up on her. He's like, I will. Okay. So all while none of Alexis' friends are defending her. Katie, Jen, Tamara, even Heather. They all her friends. They ain't saying nothing. And so Emily's like, let me calling me dumb, wackadoodle. Katie says she understood more about the NDA after they told her she got more information and then the NDA started making sense. But she said it's hard to be in the middle of this because it's just too much. And she said and Jen said she told Johnny J, like, why did he wait to sue until they were filming? She's like, the timing just don't seem good. And so he said he was up against the statute of limitations. And so here go Alexis. Yeah, he only had 2 days. Shut up. So Emily tells Alexis that she is the dumbest girl she ever met. Let me calling her no Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So Alexis says, oh, yeah, whatever. I graduated with a degree too. And Gina clapped back. She said, honey, there are plenty of dumb people that went to college. Exactly. Get her, Gina. Get her. So what has Shannon said bad about JJ was a question from the fans. I'm saying JJ, Johnny Jensen. John Jensen, Johnny J, JJ. So number one, she knew it was a loan. And number two lie is that she said she paid for everything. Shannon's like, well, why do you assume these lump sums were a gift? That was another question. Because we were still together. Like, you supposed to give your person stuff, right? So then they go back and forth, back and forth, forth and back again about some share he had in a company that sold. Shannon said he only got 5 million. Everybody else got 55 million. Alexa said that's another lie. And she was like, well, how much you think he got? Like, do you know every intricate detail of his money? You only been dating him for a year, because when I was dating him, I knew everything. Yes, I know. We show each other our bank statements. So Gina tells Alexis how hard it is for Shannon to process, trying to move on with you there, reminding her of her failed relationship, and you rubbing in this relationship with the same guy in her face. It's really hard. And so Alexis kind of like nods, like, I understand, So Emily says, no, you cannot send a promissory note after you give someone some money. If you can, we all will be doing that. So she's like, Johnny J is in the wrong for giving her money in the relationship. Then he wants to send her an email and make her commit to paying him back. She said, no, you can't do that. It's a loan. It's not a loan. The money, it's not a loan. It's some money you gave somebody. It's a gift. You cannot retract that. So John Jensen, in his confessional number 2, says Shannon needed some money to pay her bills. He said he'll give her the money as a loan, knowing their relationship was volatile, that that she would have to pay him back. And she said she understood that. She was crying, and she said, okay, I will, John. Oh, hush. So the first loan was for 40K. And she said she would pay him back in 2 months. And so Shannon says John Jensen has never asked her to pay him back. She said he ain't never asked to pay me back. And then she said she got a demand letter for the money in January. So I guess like when they broke up in November, he asked for some money in January. And it's like way after they broke up. And so now they're talking about this video that Johnny J has on his Ring camera of Shannon when she crashed into the neighbor's house, and how she was acting all erratic and just all this bad behavior when she was drunk. But he does not intend to leak the footage. We don't believe you, Johnny J. You are conniving. You are going for the jugular. You just holding that in your back pocket. And Alexis is wrong for even bringing it out. So he said he would only show the videos to Shannon. And then Alexis is going to say, in front of me. Oh, this is Johnny J's third confessional. And so Alexis like, he was showing in front of me. Shut up. But Shannon doesn't want to see them. Of course she doesn't. So he says she has caused harm to him and his 2 adult children. What did she do? So he gonna say it, because he kind of hinting around. He's building it up. He gonna come for Shannon. So Shannon has characterized him as a monster. And so he said if you saw the videos, then you would know she's the monster. Oh gosh, he's gonna show those tapes, Shannon. You better buckle up and get ready. Shannon doesn't remember much about that night. She just doesn't. She was drunk. So allegedly, she almost ran over his daughter. And then it was said that she got into a fight with Johnny J, and he called her a drunken idiot. And that's when she got mad. And it just went away. And she said she wanted to drive away. She didn't want to leave her car there because she didn't want to have to come back the next day and get her car. So someone asked Alexis, does she regret bringing up the videos? And Alexis said she had a breaking point in Big Bear. She was just hyperventilating and crying and all that. She said, it was hard for me to film too. And it was like, well, do you feel like you came into this season too hot? Andy asked her that. And she was like, no, I was defending my man. And it was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So Shannon says it's time for the friend to exit the room. Shannon said, bye, girl. Andy, do your job. Send her on. It's time to go. Cut. Let's go. We're finished. We're done here. finished with the questions. There's nothing else to say. Let's go. Let's move along. Let's get back to us, the core group. Get rid of her. So Eddie says Alexis's goal was to be friends with Shannon in the beginning of the episode. Alexis corrects Andy. She said, no, I said amicable. I was not trying to be friends with her. I just wanted to coexist. Because so Alexis is trying to, compare herself to like Katie and Heather. And they're like, no, you can't do that. No, this is not that, honey. And it's unfortunate because it didn't happen. Yeah, well, because Alexis, you came in this season too hot. You're still too hot. Whew. The D must be swell. So Emily asked Jen, like, you say that you don't fool with mean girls, but how can you be friends with Alexis? Good question. And so Jen says, I don't like this. It's just, I just met Alexis. She said, I love Shannon and it is hard to watch. So Emily says, well, you apply the mean girl strategy towards Tamara. You don't fool with her because you say she's a mean girl, but you don't apply that same pressure towards Alexis. So Jen said, no, I talked to Alexis about this and I asked her, when is she going to stop this and let John and Shannon handle their business? And so Katie also said, told them to, why don't y'all just drop the lawsuit? Like, you want to hold on to your integrity and your reputation, just drop the lawsuit. Emily said Alexis had bad behavior and, she never backed down. And I agree. Like, Alexis, you came in like a bull and you just still haven't stopped. You still just attacked it. So Tamara was like, well, how do you feel? And so then they have a back and forth and back again. Andy said he noticed Tamara was quietly defending Shannon. So now Alexis has left the stage. She's been asked to go. They took a break. Everybody had to go back to their trailer, get touched up. Shannon had to just pause. Shannon had to get out of there and get some air. So Tamara says she felt bad for Shannon. Shannon and Tamara hug. Tamara tells her, I miss you. Let's move on. I know I was harsh to you. I miss you. So they apologize to each other. Emily says Shannon is strong. She said, because, honey, I would have left this show a long time ago. You going to put my ex-man's new chick on here? And she says Shannon stuck it out. And so they all find strength in Shannon. And Shannon always tells them that she appreciates what they're saying about her. She appreciates it. And so she said, but Shannon says she is glad this season is over and it was very difficult. And I know, Shannon, we was right there with you. And I felt for you, honey. I felt for you. But you went through it because I wouldn't have been able. I would have had another lawsuit against me and Alexis, honey. We would have got down. That that first episode, it would have went down. There's the door, Shannon stores the door. I would have. Moving on. Tamara didn't like seeing herself this season. She knows she is full of hurt and pain, honey, and therapy is on the way for her. And everybody like, yes, girl, get you some, stay in there, stick with it. It was a great season. They are wrapping this up. The NFL loved that they did their, when they played flag football early in the seasons, the NFL got a kick out of them. So they sent them some personalized jerseys with the name of the teams on it, with their name on the back, gave them some numbers. They love it. I don't know. Did Alexis get one? Not sure. And then they toast. And of course, they had espresso martinis, honey, but they also had some mocktails. Gina, of course, grabs a mocktail because she doesn't drink anymore. Tamara has stopped drinking, so she grabs a mocktail too. And girl, for the first time this season, Shannon is drinking a mocktail. Oh, I think she heard me talk about Karen's sobriety and how you should approach this. I think Shannon heard me. So Shannon didn't get an espresso, but she don't drink the espresso martinis. She always get like vodka and soda. So anyway, she has a mocktail. She don't like it. They said it was bitter. Tamara said it got a kick in about at the back of it. So they good episode, ladies. Good episodes. They cheers, and that's that, baby. But it's not over. So 36 hours after the reunion, so you're thinking like a day and a half or whatever later, they all meet at Emily's house, the core group. So, the core group are the OGs, right? So it's Heather, Emily, Gina, Tamara, and Shannon. They meet at Emily's house. Baby, they got some more information to tell Shannon about Johnny J. So after Jen and Ryan's engagement party, remember where Emily was all drunk and couldn't hold herself together and da 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 da. So Heather and Terry, Tamara and Eddie, and Alexis and Johnny J, they went to dinner after the engagement party. So they can't really remember because this was like 4 or 5 months ago. So Heather is like, I don't know how it came up because we did not talk about you that night. She was letting her know, like, we were not talking about you, okay? But you did come up in conversation about that. DUI did come up, and John Jensen told us that he heard the crash. This was a question that one of Shannon's friends pointed out to her when they were she revealed it to Heather when they were in Sonoma, that the friend said, well, when you crashed, there's something missing to this story. Like, did he ever come out to check on you? Like, he had to have heard the boom, bang, bang, a car hit a house pretty loud, 1 o'clock in the morning. So Shannon always questioned that, right? So she wanted to know if he heard her crash into the neighbor's house. We all want to know now. So, because he never came out to check on her. So Tamara says, well, he said he was about to get up and go outside, and his daughter stopped him because because Shannon and John had been fighting. Johnny J told them that Shannon punched him, but she doesn't remember. And she said, yeah, I heard that I hit him. And so Gina said, you made bad decisions that night. It's okay. You're human. You change your behavior. You're doing better. You're doing what you got to do. It doesn't make you a bad person. And so she says, you've got a new relationship with alcohol. You still drink. You just don't drive. And if those videos come out, because they will, because they are going to come out. Because how else will Alexis be able to come back next season? There got to be some mess going on, so that's going to be I'm sure that's going to be a part of season 19. So she said, you're going to take responsibility for whatever you did in those videos, just like you did with your DUI, and you're going to go on about your business. You're going to make you a bad person. So Tamara and Heather says, because the question is, why did y'all say nothing? Emily, the attorney, want to know why y'all didn't say nothing. It's been 4-5 months. And they were like, we had to process this information. Okay, yeah, whatever. And so they said they knew that Shannon needed to know, but they both said like they never thought about it at the reunion. Yes, you did, because then the next thing you said, Tamara said, was that her and Heather had plenty of conversations about it. Make it make sense. You did. You thought about it at the reunion. You did. You was just gonna sit on it because you didn't want to be the bad. You didn't want to be. You didn't want to have no drama with Alexis and Johnny J. You're trying to kind of keep that. So they all tell Shannon they love her. Tamara suggests that they go to friendship therapy too. And they're like, yeah, do it. And then Emily says she's done it. And I'm like, with who? Gina? Because Gina didn't say nothing. So Tamara says her being friends with Alexis was not to betray Shannon. I don't believe that. You were mad at Shannon and you didn't care. So Shannon says they will talk about it more later, and then, she thanks them for supporting her and loving her. And, we going to move on and be foxhole friends. Ain't that what Heather said in Salt Lake City? They cry. The love yous, I love yous, I love yous, hugs, hugs, hugs. And Gina concludes the whole season. It says, but Shannon, you got to pick better. You got to get a better taste in men. And that was the end of the episode, besties. It was great. Loved it. It was stellar. OC season 18 was great, but they do got some stuff for season 19. They do. That video is going to come out because that's how Alexa's going to come back. Her and Tamara going to have to fall out. Her and Heather might have to fall out. And then maybe she won't do a whole season. They'll just go away, possibly. But they got to come back because they need money for this wedding. Yeah, So, besties, that was the end of a stellar season. Chef's kiss. Let me know. Put your comments down in the comment section and I'll comment back. Don't forget to like the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and I will see you on the next